Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at the Disneyland Resort to give you an update on the parks this week. So how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, back at the Disneyland Resort, we're gonna be bouncing back and forth between both parks to give you an update on what's going on this week. And I'm gonna be starting off with Disneyland side since there's a little bit more to talk about over here than there is at California Adventure. Oh yeah, look at this. We got the iridescent 100th anniversary monorail cruising on by. Didn't get the train on entry, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get it on the way out. And here on Main Street, it's pretty busy. There's a lot of people in the park this week. It was very difficult to get a park reservation. I got this one today last minute. I checked just like a few hours before midnight the previous night, and I was like, ooh, it's open. And this was the only day that was open, and today is Tuesday, by the way. Yeah, Tuesday, September 26th, and leading up into October, it's been so busy. Let's work our way around the park clockwise, starting off with Adventureland. Now, the only major project here in Adventureland is the continuation of what's going on in front of the restrooms. They finished the restrooms, they finished all the pavement, but they're still working on whatever's left of the water feature, or even if there is a water feature still there. Fingers crossed they get the walls down quick though, and a water feature is still there because I love the water stuff in the parks, and I really loved that little waterfall that was in the front of Adventureland. So here's hoping it's still somewhat there. And then on the outskirts of Adventureland, yeah, they're still working on the treehouse, which is supposed to be opening up here very soon. They said fall, so fingers crossed that they stick to that timeline. Yeah, you know it's busy in the park when they have the extended queue of pirates all set up. Now, I don't mind this wait actually. When you wait over here, it's still only like a 20 or 30 minute wait. It's not that bad. And that's because Pirates of the Caribbean just has a huge hourly capacity. So if it's over here and you're like, I don't know, it's okay. Just go ahead and wait in it. It won't be that bad. And speaking of waits, yeah, over here at Tiana's Palace, don't freak out if the line is out the door like it is right now. It's still only like a 10-minute wait. Yeah, remember Tiana's Palace is a quick service location, so it goes by very, very fast. Now, if the mobile orders are booked up, just go ahead and wait. The most I've waited over there is maybe 18 minutes. Over here at the New Orleans Square train station, they're still working on this section. You know, a while back, they had a little fire over here and they had to put some scaffolding up to repair this area, and they've been repairing this for quite some time. Made it over here to Pelican's Landing where they're working on the Mark Twain. Oh yeah, she has a bunch of scaffolding around her. Lots of refurbishment going on. They're gonna especially get to this back half over here. Because yeah, I mean, going around the rivers of America hundreds and hundreds of times definitely puts a lot of wear and tear on these boats. Now, if you still want to ride around the rivers of America, you still can on the sailing ship Columbia. You can do the canoe ride, and you can also take a raft over to Tom Sawyer's Island and kind of cruise around over there. So there's still some options available. Now, as far as the return date for the Mark Twain, they do not display that on the Disneyland Park app, so it's kind of a mystery right now. Usually these refurbishments don't last too long, maybe a couple months at most, and then they'll reopen it. I'm sure this is going to be ready for the busy holiday season coming up here at the Disneyland Resort. So yeah, this should wrap up here very soon. Not too much happening over here at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, still looking the same. Now, as far as any visible work on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, there's really not too much happening on the attraction's face. A lot of it's probably happening on the inside because the interior show spaces of the attraction are going to be receiving the most work. The exterior is just a few little cosmetic changes here and there. Obviously removing the tree stump at the top to make it look more like a hill than a mountain, and then just a few little things here and there. But yeah, most of the work is probably happening on the inside. Now soon, maybe by the end of the year, we'll get that water tower like they did at Walt Disney World. They got their water tower relatively quickly, so hopefully we'll get ours here in the next few months. Now over here, they put these tables and chairs out because that pathway is closed behind the attraction. But what sucks is there's no umbrellas over here, so that's why a lot of people are just not sitting over here. And here's a view of the other side again. There's not too much happening on the exterior that we can see as of yet. Now, that will change here in the next couple months because they will start to eventually redress all this. But for right now, yeah, it's just looking like it did past couple weeks. Heading into Galaxy's Edge, and look at this perfect shot of the sailing ship Columbia cruising on down the rivers of America. I believe they're going to do the warning shot here. Let's see, because last time they didn't do the warning shot, so hopefully they have some blanks in there. Oh, here we go. There we go, yeah. Now with the exception of Rise of the Resistance and Haunted Mansion Holiday, all the other attractions are under 60 minutes. So that is actually really surprising considering the park is very busy. And it goes to show that sometimes you see a lot of people walking around the park, doesn't necessarily mean that the attractions are being inefficient. Sometimes the attractions are really efficient and the wait times are not that bad. Yeah, I mean, like Rise of the Resistance, one of the most amazing dark rides ever built, considering it only has a 60-minute wait, is not that bad for its value. Oh, dang, the stroller species on this planet seems to be multiplying very quickly. Now, the very lush transition from the Resistance Outpost to the marketplace is looking really good because the trees are starting to grow even taller, and I'm sure very soon here in the next couple of years it'll create more of a canopy, which is probably what they wanted when designing this area of the park. Oh, don't pay attention to the helicopter over here. Remember, we are immersed. Yeah, like especially this tree right here has grown so much, so I can't wait to see how much taller it gets. Now, I am glad here in Galaxy's Edge they've been introducing more characters, because that's one thing that I want Galaxy's Edge to have, is more of a living and breathing element to it, because there's such an amazing space here and there's not too many people walking around inhabiting this planet. So it's nice that they're introducing more characters from some of the film and TV shows. And I hope in the future they continue to add just original characters. I still would love to see some people here in the marketplace just playing some random instruments like alien creatures trying to haggle for some extra credits. You know, that would be pretty cool. There's a lot of people lined up for the drinking fountain over here. Remember, there's another one in Droid Alley. So if you see a long line over here, just head over there towards the Droid Alley area where the restrooms are, and there's another one of those refill stations. Now, while you're cruising around the marketplace, don't forget over here at Doc Ondor's, he's running a special on lightsaber hilts, 30% off until October 18th. Pretty much it over at Galaxy's Edge. So let's make our way through the portal and back to Disneyland. Making my way into Mickey's Toontown, but wanted to make a pit stop over here at It's a Small World to start reminding everyone that this attraction will be closing later on in October to make way for It's a Small World Holiday, which will be opening up November 9th. I believe it's October 23rd, but I'm going to double check as we get a little closer. And over here at Toontown, which is in the state of always being in construction, we have some pavers going on right here. So this is the third iteration, and hopefully that'll be the last time that they work on this area. Now, their deadline for this is October 22nd, but then on October 23rd, the play area will close because there's some issues going on over here, and they're still working on the Donald's boat thing. There's just a bunch of problems that have been plaguing this particular area of Toontown, and it's a shame because I'm sure Disney doesn't want to have the construction walls up either. But it's just one of those things where, like, hey, if you guys needed to spend some more time on the project originally, then screw whatever date you guys were trying to achieve. Just get it done right the first time. That way you don't have to come back and spend more money trying to fix it. I mean, honestly, hopefully they'll learn from this lesson, and they'll you know, apply this to future projects. Hey, if the thing's not done and we still got to work on it, well, then we're going to continue to work on it. This was a whole thing on the OC Register as well, and apparently there was like a leak underneath the fountain, and they have to replace some plumbing, and they had to, you know, do all the paving behind me. So it was just a big nightmare mess, and that's why we're seeing all this construction, you know, a few months after this thing has been open. Now, with that said about Toontown, though, it shouldn't take like 80 years to do a project either. I mean, even the train agrees that sometimes Disney takes way too long building things. Journey of Water over at Epcot is a perfect example of something that did not need to take that long to construct. Making my way into Tomorrowland. Now, Disney recently talked about a $60 billion investment in their Parks and Resorts division. I wonder if some of that $60 billion is going to be used over here in the Tomorrowland section of the park, because this area of Disneyland, I feel like, should be the next logical spot for expansion or some sort of huge renovation. Tomorrowland needs some help, y'all, and that $60 billion, at least a portion of it, would do really nice things over here. Even if they took like $500 or $600 million from that $60 billion to use over here, that would make a huge difference as far as aesthetics and maybe even a new attraction. However, that all depends on how expensive of an attraction they're gonna do, because remember, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind cost $500 million. What I would rather them do is take that kind of money to spruce up the aesthetics here in Tomorrowland, to maybe bring it up to more of a modern standard. Now, I do love the retro like vibes that Tomorrowland has, but my thing is they just need more of it, and they need to kind of immerse us in the environment a little bit more, because this right here is a lot different than the art style happening on this side at Star Trader. So if they can get rid of this, maybe do something snazzy over here, maybe bring back a People Mover-esque attraction, or do something new in this area, that would be nice. I mean, this is obviously the big expansion pad right here, this huge space. And you know, we still don't know what they're going to be doing with Avatar. Avatar could be over here in this section, and Tomorrowland might just be a very small subland at Disneyland. And speaking of construction and additions and all that kind of fun stuff, look at over here at Space Mountain, some scaffolding has gone up. Remember, Space Mountain is opening up later in October, but they are doing some very extensive work on the attraction. Going back to what we were talking about though, I mean, this kind of reminds me of like 50s, like space atomic theme. And I think that theme works with Tomorrowland. I like that. Now they just need to, again, make it more immersive and continue that same art style throughout the entire land. Because this right here is from the 1998 renovation, and they went with more of like an industrial look. And I don't know, I think I like this a little bit better. The problem with making Tomorrowland look futuristic is that it will always become out of date. They will always have to redo it because technology and times just catch up to whatever theme they're trying to achieve. So that's why I think throwing the time back into like the 1950s and 60s of like that atomic space, a pinup kind of look, I think that's what they should stick with here. And Disneyland in general has those retro vibes anyway, so I think that would fit perfectly over here in Tomorrowland. They just need to do a lot of work over here to achieve it. Let's hope they do something here in the future, because if the executive leadership doesn't notice that Tomorrowland does need some help, then I honestly have no idea what they're even looking at, because this is a very clear spot in the park, very easy spot in the park that could use some TLC. And when it comes to this piece of concept art here, like, why is this even up? I mean, it is literally looking like it's been here for 18,000 years. It's sun bleached. There's, you know, grease and dirt right over here. It seems like they just keep these walls up to hide some utilities that are behind this. And it's like, Disney, this is a clear spot for you to invest some serious cash. I mean, come on. I mean, to be completely honest, I think that $60 billion number is a fluff number. I think that was just all made up. You know, I hate to be a Debbie Downer when it comes to some of the newer stuff, but the problem is when you look at the company as a whole, the only sector that they're really making some sort of money in is the theme park sector. So it does make sense that they want to invest. And I'm glad that the executive leadership realizes that, hey, maybe we should invest in the parks. But the rest of the company is really not making that much money. The stock is not doing too well. Disney Plus is not doing too well. Their movies are not making money. So it's like, where's the $60 billion coming from? Are you guys borrowing it? Because if they're borrowing it, then I could see the hesitation when it comes to actually building things. Because we've had 2 Destination D23 events now where they've talked about attractions coming in the future and things that they want to build, but they have not even started any of that stuff. So that tells me that they're still a little hesitant on doing something. They're going to talk about it. They're going to say, oh, hey, we're doing all this fun stuff, but like, we're not really going to do anything for a few more years because we're still trying to figure out our pocketbooks here. They want to do all this in the next 10 years because they're kind of insinuating towards another Disney decade, which is great. I hope it's true. But man, oh man, I hope that they stick to their word. I love the Disney parks. I love coming here. I love when they announce new attractions and they open new attractions. I have a great time. I just am really tired of them talking about the future and not even acting on it. But enough about that. Let's get back to the parks. We've made it over here to California Adventure, where the mix-in is officially happening. Oogie Boogie Bash is tonight. Now, like I've said in the past, and many times they are sold out. So if you're trying to get tickets for the event, unfortunately, they are gone. Now, I've made my way over here to Hollywoodland, where there's a trolley duel. Looks like this one won. Oh yeah. But Schmoozies over here is still under construction, under refurbishment, I should say. This must be a very lengthy refurbishment because usually they get these projects done pretty quick, but not this one. Now over here at the Hyperion Theater, it says Happy Halloween right now, but maybe in the future it will say Rogers the Musical yet again, because rumor on the street is that they're bringing it back. Which makes a lot of sense because the show was pretty popular, and I mean, it's about superheroes. Why not have a superhero show all the time? You have the Avengers Campus right down the way. So we'll see what happens. I'm thinking it's gonna be a yes. I'm leaning towards that because I feel like a lot of people enjoyed the show. I didn't even get a chance to see it. It was such a limited run. Now, there's not too much else to talk about over here at California Adventure, so let's head back over to Disneyland because I want to take a ride on the monorail. Okay, made it back over to Disneyland. Oh no, I hear a parade. We might have to deal with some parade madness. Oh, thankfully all the magic that is happening right now is going to be ending soon. Okay, we're cutting through Emporium. We're going to use the Emporium strategy here. You know, before we hit up the monorail, I made it back over here to New Orleans Square because I am craving that house gumbo. I'm gonna get it again. That was so darn good. And the cornbread. Just finished up with my late lunch. You know, I gotta say, I think that house gumbo and cornbread is like my new favorite thing here at the park. It's so good. As far as like quick service things goes, obviously I love the food at Carthay Circle and a few other places. You know, Grand California's got some good stuff. and California Adventure has some really good quick service. But as far as quick service, I think Tiana's Palace has it. I love the food there. But it's time to hit up the monorail. Just got to make sure everyone's following the speed limit here. Just be careful, slow down, make sure there's no bumping over there. Oh man, I wouldn't mind jumping in that right now. But if I did, I'd probably have some skin issues because there's so many chemicals in that water. And what a beautiful day it continues to be here at the Disneyland Resort. Oh yeah, it's a little hot, but thankfully it's starting to cool down and I'm almost done. This will be my one and only attraction for the day, though I don't want to wait too long for some of the other ones. But yeah, this is great. It's been really good. I'm still thinking that this is where Avatar is going to go. I just have a feeling that they're going to put Avatar in this area of the park, if in fact they're going to put it in Disneyland. I don't know if they'd put it over at California Adventure, to be honest. I feel like it would fit a little bit better over here at Disneyland, even though it is a little taboo. But I mean, hey, Galaxy's Edge is kind of weird and it fits pretty good over at Disneyland. So yeah, maybe Avatar would do well over here as well. But I think it's going to happen over here. One thing to keep in mind though, if they do put Avatar here or some other sort of big expansion, is the sightline of Matterhorn. That's going to play into whatever they're going to be designing in this area if they do in fact work in this area. So yeah, I wonder what kind of cool tricks they have up their sleeve to block this face of the mountain. Now they are making some pretty good progress over here at the back end of downtown Disney, closest to the Disneyland Hotel, on the all-new Din Tai Fung and a few other shops and restaurant locations. They've kind of paved the big footpath area, and I'm sure they'll start putting in the turf here very, very soon, because remember, there's going to be like a grassy area back here for people to sit and relax and enjoy some live music, because they are building the bandstand that's behind me. So yeah, they actually are moving pretty quickly, which is nice to see, because for the longest time we didn't really see much of anything. So hopefully they'll reach their late 2024 deadline. And also back here, they're celebrating Hispanic and Latin American cultures. They have some pretty flower displays, got some characters up in the front, and arts and crafts. So there you go. Our beacon of hope is progressing nicely, the Din Tai Fung. Again, I hope this thing has like 18 different levels beneath the ground, because this will probably be the most popular Din Tai Fung they've ever built. It's gonna be insane. I can't wait to dine at the downtown Disney Din Tai Fung. They got some really good food there. Again, not really sure what's happening on the other side. We know this is like a bandstand, but we don't know the other tenants that will be here. And hey, while they're at it, spending $60 billion on the parks and resorts, maybe they should do something to this building over here. It's been sitting stagnant. They've been using it for like third-party stuff. They've been using it as facilities for other things that they do at the park. But hey, I mean, let's turn this into something for downtown Disney. Ooh, look at this over here at the Disneyland Hotel. The scaffolding has come down to reveal a nice fresh coat of paint on that sorcerer's hat. We also got some really good sunset action going on here. Love that. Now, at the time of making this video, the all-new DVC tower here at the Disneyland Hotel will be opening up in less than 24 hours. So let's head over there to see what we can see, because I know they took down the construction fences. Oh wow, look at this over here at Trader Sam's. We got some chain link fence up, and looks like they're working on the patio. Maybe it's the same kind of patio work happening around the corner. Let's see if they finished that side. Ooh, they did. So yeah, limited seating over here because of the construction. Do keep that in mind if you are wanting to dine at Tangaroa Terrace or Trader Sam's. Oh yes, the walls have been taken down, revealing a new lawn, some nice bushes and trees. Looks pretty good. It's obviously a lot different looking than the rest of the property. But yeah, no, now I'm curious what the inside's gonna look like. Got some crews up there finishing just last minute touch-ups before they get this thing ready to go. Like I've said in the past, I'm gonna have to get some friends together to do a staycation here at the Disneyland Resort again. The last time I did that was when Galaxy's Edge opened up. So we're gonna have to check out this all new hotel tower. Pretty exciting stuff. They were able to get this one done relatively quickly, because when it comes to things that people can spend a bunch of money on, well, they're gonna prioritize those over anything else. So they got this one done actually pretty quick. Pretty soon they're gonna have to update this map because yeah, all they have is the Disneyland Hotel, Adventure Tower, Fantasy Tower, and Frontier Tower. So yeah, they're gonna have to put another tower right there. And with that, that's pretty much what's happening at the parks. Nothing too crazy, just little things here and there. Just remember the parks are going to be busy here the next few weeks leading up to Halloween because of all the Oogie Boogie Bash nights, and plus people just want to check out all the Halloween stuff. So just keep that in mind when you're coming to the park. But with that, I think that's gonna do it for today's video from the Disneyland Resort. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos from the Disneyland Resort or some of your other favorite theme parks, consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week. Be sure to check out my Instagram account by following the link down below in the description, as well as my other socials. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.